We're here again with a comment for Chapter 9 for your course in procedural criminal justice. And I think this is a fascinating area, this whole thing about eyewitnesses. And first of all, I posted a website by Sam McLeod, published in 2009, that really is an excellent website. It sets forth some of the kinds of things that you can consider. One of them, of course, is his own commentary. The other one is some different researchers on this. There will be a bunch of references on this. The other thing is on memory. One of the things we get down a little further, there's another video down here, and it's very fascinating about the gorilla in the room type thing. And this is the one where they're bouncing the basketball, and they're so, most people are so intent on the bouncing of the basketball that they overlook the fact that a gorilla walks right through the middle of the room, and many people miss this. And so you can see where the eyewitness testimony is suspect. The author in this video that I put up claims that it's about, I think 70% effective is what he was trying to say. You might check that, but I think there's arguments can be made that I think what he's talking about is just the accuracy of memory. I think there's other arguments that'll be made about eyewitness testimony from like Innocence Project and some other places like that, where they'll talk about a much lower, maybe 40% effective, because some eyewitnesses have motives. Some people want their 15 minutes of fame. They're like, oh, now I'm a star. Others are the actual wrongdoer. Believe it or not, the police actually find a person that implicates another person, and they're the actual criminal. They're the one that actually did the crime. But yet they're able to convince the police. They're so good as a criminal that they're able to convince police that they, in fact, saw someone else do it, when it's just as likely that they did it. So there's a lot of reasons why eyewitnesses can be wrong. Another thing is suggestive type situations, where the eyewitness and the offender see each other in the police department, or maybe they're just what they call a show up. And what a show up is where the eyewitness is laying in a bed in the emergency room, and they walk the suspect in right in front of the victim, and the victim, of course they're going to identify. If the police think that's a guy, they're very likely to identify and say that's the guy. Other kinds of lineups where you bring in people, there's conflicts in the lineup where they don't look similar, they're dressed differently, some wear more colorful clothes. The background behind a witness or behind a suspect is different, and the witness sees that. Let's say that somebody has a picture lineup, and so you've got a case I've talked about before in another class. Is I had a young man, and they stood him in front of the American flag and took his picture. They stood everybody else in front of just a pale green wall. So they got 5 pictures of 5 little black kids, and then they got a 6th picture of my client standing in front of the flag. Well, what's that signal? Hey, look at this guy, So these are the kind of things that defense lawyers have to be very careful about. Well, there's been a long-standing study on anxiety and stress, the effect that it has on eyewitnesses. You want to look at that in the website. There is a curve here, what they're talking about, Yorkes-Dodson curve. It's been around for a long time. And basically what they're saying is you wake up, you're kind of disoriented when you wake up, and then about maybe lunchtime you're pretty optimal. And then on the other hand, if you eat a big meal or something, then you can kind of lose your effectiveness as a witness. And so, the other thing is, though, if you get stressed, on top of that, you're afraid, and you kind of lose your ability to distinguish one thing from another. It really does affect you. So your effectiveness as a witness is at this optimal level, about in the middle there. And the more anxiety that you're under pushes you back almost to that disorientation of where you're just beginning to wake up in the morning and try and figure out where you are. Sometimes I forget where I am because I've been traveling or something like that, and I forget that I'm even in my own bed. So basically, interesting stuff here. Give it a look. I think this could be very helpful. Well, hey, hope you enjoyed it. Stick around. We'll find something else to talk about, and I'll get back with you soon.